Hi, Lisa Ponichter of Awakening Movements. Thanks for joining me today for the theme of turning. Right now you're going to stand and turn to your right, stand and turn to your left. And just notice where you feel the movement, how it feels, if there's any stiffness or tightness, and we're going to compare that at the end today. Make sure you have your shoes off and find a place to lie down. Notice how you're making contact with the floor, and begin by rolling your head from side to side. And you're not trying to pick the head up to turn it, you're just allowing the weight to move down towards the surface you're lying on, as if someone had a hand on your head, on your forehead, and they were turning your head. So you're trying to use the least amount of muscular effort, as if there was an imaginary hand there and someone was actually rolling your head, so that you are doing the least amount of muscular firing, because we're trying to change some habits and see what we can improve with turning. Now that you've noticed that, make a mental note of it, because we're going to compare that at the end. You're going to bring your feet to standing and bring your arms up so that they're in prayer type position. And we're going to put some imaginary glue here. So when we begin to move the arms, we're not going to have any sliding between the hands. They're going to be imaginarily glued. And you'll see that between your arms, you're going to form, your arms and your chest, you're going to form a circle. A triangle, dear Lord. And you're going to move that triangle, I know my shapes, to the left. I'm thinking of one big circle of love, of life today, because it's been beautiful weather. You're going to move that triangle to the left and just feel what happens in your chest. Feel what happens in the right shoulder. And stay in a place that's easy. We don't want to go to the extreme here. And resting. The reason we're not going to the extreme is I want you to feel what your bones are doing, the subtleties of what happens in your skeleton, so that you can move better supported with the support of your bones, so that the muscles can free themselves up and function better. Once again, hands in the prayer position, moving the triangle to the left, and this time your eyes are going to follow where your wrists meet. So your eyes follow your wrist, which typically means your head is going to roll along slightly to the left. So you'll find that the weight in the back of the head rolls to the left side of the skull. And you're breathing as you do this. You may want to inhale as the hands come back to the middle. You may want to exhale as you send the triangle to the left. Good. Let that go. You can even let your legs lengthen. Notice your contact. Notice your breathing. Bringing the legs back up. One more thing that I would like to point out is, as you do this motion of letting your eyes follow the wrist as the triangle moves to the side, see if there's one heel that you push from. And just be curious to see if something happens with that right heel. You may also feel that the pelvis moves a smidge. If you don't feel the right heel pressing at all, invite it to move. Invite it to just push slightly, which will help and assist the turning to the left. And now, after doing that, just see what it's like to turn the head to the left. It might feel like it's a little heavier, or it moves a little easier, more fluidly. Nice. Come back to the middle with your head, and this time we're going to take the triangle, yes, it's still a triangle, to the right side, and feel how that lifts your left shoulder. And you can try a few times with your head staying still, and then you can invite the eyes to follow. Again, we're staying in a range that's comfortable. Try to sense the chest, the collarbones, and the front of the chest, your shoulder blades or your wing bones in the back. And you may even feel the hint of that left heel pushing. So invite it to push if it's not pushing. Good. Letting everything go. You can let the legs lengthen. Checking in with your breathing, making sure that you weren't holding your breath through the movements. If you were, think of exhaling as a triangle goes to the side. Now with the legs bent again, the triangle back up, we're going to move the triangle from the left side to the right side. And this time we'll allow your eyes and your head to follow the wrists from side to side. And you'll notice that it's the opposite heel that can push very so gently. And this may be now happening automatically. No worries if it's not, just something to play with. Eventually the brain will hook on. Great. And resting. See what it's like now to turn your head to the right and to the left. Maybe it's improved now on both sides. Maybe something's let go that was holding before. And let's continue to play with another layer of patterning. And this time the eyes and the head will go opposite of the triangle. And try to have the triangle of your arms and your head move at the same time. So not the arms first, oh, and then I'm going to move the neck. You want to try to coordinate them at the same time so that as soon as the arms move, the head moves. As soon as the head goes to its end position of where it's comfortable, the arms are at their end position where it's comfortable. And the eyes and the head are moving opposite. And you're breathing. Staying in a range that's comfortable. Feel the bones of the neck moving, your shoulders, your chest. Good. Let that go. Once again, hands come up. This time the eyes will stay with the wrist and your head moves opposite of the wrist. So for example, if I'm moving the triangle to the right, my eyes stay with the wrist, but my head moves to the left. Triangle goes to the left, my head moves to the right, but my eyes stay to the left. So your head may not be moving as far here. We're differentiating or creating a change in what the eyes usually do. A lot of times our eyes go with the neck, so this is breaking up that habit and inviting in a new pattern here. A lot of us who have neck or upper back tension, this is a really nice one to do. Just keep you fluid and flexible. Very good. Lengthen everything out. And just notice what's changed with your contact. also feel how the turning of the neck is right now. You may notice that, oh, it feels more fluid, or you can go farther. Now that's a really cool thing lying down, but I also want you to check that standing up. And so you're going to find your way to standing and turn, compare to what it was like before. Turn all the way to the left, turn all the way to the right, and I'll ask you to involve the heel this time. So if you're turning to the left, you're going to invite your right heel to lift from the floor. If you're turning to the right, you're going to invite your left heel to lift from the floor. See what that does to the turning, and then think about that as you walk. Not that we're turning the head side to side as we walk, but the base of the neck and the chest area will move as you walk. So think about that as one heel lifts up, you're actually turning. The other heel lifts up, you're actually turning. Go ahead and see what the walking is like, and thank you for joining me today. Have fun with those happy shoulders.